to Holly's Racing Fantasy. This is your hotspot for weekly NASCAR Cup Series race recaps, latest news, and of course, fantasy picks for the upcoming race. And now, here's your host and the voice of Holly's Racing Fantasy.
So even though I put Ryan Blaney in my fantasy picks, I stand in a little bit of disbelief that he actually won.
Yeah, he pulled it off.
It's really kind of...
Oh.
It's
Got
really...
my dough mug.
You got your dough mug. It's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you what, folks, he's peaking at the right time.
Yes, he is.
Peaking at the right time.
I'm smelling back-to-back championships.
I'm smelling that too, but yeah.
Oh, she's not going to give it away yet.
I ain't giving it away yet.
Come on,
I ain't giving away my milk for free.
There you go.
You're going to have to buy the cow, bitches. I may be a little salty today. Fair warning. I may be salty today. And you know what? So you could do the old school, get the Vince Vaughn earmuffs going if you don't want to hear anything. I'm not going to say the F-bomb because John informs me that we have to put an explicit warning on our podcast if we do that.
If we do, or I could beep it.
So I'm not going to drop the F-bomb. No, I don't want to make more work for you in the after.
But you know what?
But you know what? There's a lot of things that can replace the F-bomb.
There's a lot of things that might be changed next year on this show.
There's a lot of things that might be changed next year. Mom and mom-in-law might not want to watch because...
We're going to get a little more grittier.
Get a little grittier and saltier because people get on YouTube and I see people with effing 1 million views because they sit there and rant about what they're pissed off about.
Yeah.
Well, I'll sit here and rant about what I'm pissed off about. Maybe I'll get 1 million views too because God knows just being fun and funny and someone fun to hang out with and NASCAR and being cool
doesn't bring in ratings.
Right. I got 5 fans who I adore and love.
Oh, yeah.
But
we love you guys.
Like Scott and, Eileen and Rose and some of my friends still listen here and there. I don't know if my
family listens. I'm not sure.
Well, other than your mom.
Yeah.
My family doesn't listen other than my mom.
Right.
So, what does that say?
And I'm going to have a new microphone next year, folks.
You're having a new microphone.
This microphone's cool looking.
Yeah.
But it's too poppy and weird.
It is. Yeah. I'm going to have a trash mouth next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a pirate ship behind me.
And I'm going
to be the drunken sailor.
Hey, that might be a cool idea. But listen.
Yeah.
But the point is.
Yeah.
Is.
Ryan Blaney won?
That Ryan Blaney won. No, I want to get to something. Now I lost.
You
lost my thought.
Say it.
I lost my thought.
Give it a minute. Play the Jeopardy theme.
Now that's pressure. Jeopardy theme is pressure for me.
It is.
No, it's just saying that we, I don't know. Things are just, it's a tough day for some. I mean, it's like everything in life, right?
We don't get political.
Everybody's raised, with their values.
Right.
You usually get it from your parents.
Yes.
You get, your views on life and things. And then it's just like when you watch the Super Bowl. Hey, you're watching the Chiefs and you're watching the Niners last year and everyone's going to, whether you're going to, the next day after the Super Bowl, you're either super happy or you're super pissed.
Right.
And that's like politics. That's like
it is.
The World Series. It's like everything in life.
It is.
And Holly and I are the type of people that like always go for like the underdog and what's right. So which means we usually lose.
We go for the people.
We're used to it.
And we're right.
And that's not to get political because I'm not getting political.
No, because honestly, both sides are pieces of shit. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
But some pieces of shit in the toilet are bigger than others. Some are Mr. Hanky and they dance around singing and others just lay there. So take from that what you will.
Okay.
Maybe we'll get some good views. Maybe more people say, hey, did you hear about that crazy woman from the Racing Fantasy who just went off about Mr. Hanky and shit in the bowl? Maybe.
Mr. Hanky? Who's that?
From South Park.
I know.
You know who Mr. Hanky is.
I know who he is.
You know who he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. We'll have him bounce around the screen.
We'll have him bounce around. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, anyways. But Ryan Blaney.
Let's
talk about Ryan
we have
Blaney.
to turn our focus to NASCAR. Because and I'm also a little upset because somebody that I care about and love lost their job today, not related to politics. And so that's
it's a bad day,
to
people.
me. Yes.
We're very upset over that.
Yes. So I'm just, why I'm recording today, I don't know. Because I've got to be here. Because I got to be here for you.
And you got to be done before Thursday.
I do. Because John has to mix this show.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney,
yep.
Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Denny Hamlin. Poor Denny Hamlin. William Byron, Austin Dillon, Ross Chastain. Austin Dillon and Ross Chastain right behind William Byron. There's a story. Brad Keselowski, and Joey Logano. That's your top 10.
Yep.
What a show. What a shit show of a race.
Yeah, but it was pretty wild for
It was
Martinsville.
wild. It was exciting. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
The BS of everybody else. I mean, we should have been celebrating with Ryan Blaney. The cameras should have been on Ryan Blaney.
They really should have.
He was all excited. I mean, but no, we had the BS going on with the 24 and the 20.
Yep.
And
that's a whole other argument.
And that's a whole other thing, which we could go into that on the NASCAR news.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I was thinking? Okay, 2 weeks ago when Ryan Blaney lost to Tyler Reddick, and they showed how his fiance, Ryan Blaney's fiance, ran up to him and hugged him. And you could tell she was comforting him. And this time you could tell she was, very ecstatic. Now, if you watched the, what was the NASCAR thing called? The Hot Speed. What was it that we watched last year?
Hot for Speed. Hot for Speed.
I'm hot for speed.
I'm hot for speed.
No, it was what was it?
It was on Netflix.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. We're good.
Yeah.
We deserve to be here.
We deserve to have a NASCAR podcast.
Yeah. So that NASCAR special.
That NASCAR thingy on the Netflix thingy where you push the remote and it comes in.
So the thing about Ryan Blaney's fiance is she always says to him before the races, she's like, "You're Ryan fucking Blaney." And she says it. And I'm thinking she probably said it then when he lost. She probably said, "Don't worry, sweetheart. You're Ryan fucking Blaney."
Mm-hmm.
And she probably said it when he won.
Yeah.
And you know what, everybody? Get someone behind you that in your ups and downs is going to come up to you and say, "You are John fucking Sablich," or whoever. "You are Scott fucking Curlis."
Yeah.
Get someone who's going to lift you up like that, because that's the only way you're going to make it in life. And Ryan Blaney is in the final 4.
Yep.
And probably going to get.
And here's the magical thing about Ryan Blaney too.
Yeah.
Like,
he is pretty magic.
You're driving, you're listening, you're watching the race, right?
Yeah.
And he's, it's like you're listening to his radio and you're like, wow, what a beep.
He is.
I mean, he's just like kind of ruthless on the things he says.
Yeah.
But then when he gets out of the car, he's interviewing, you're like, oh my God, I love him.
I know. He's
abusive, people.
He is.
No, I'm just kidding. He's
a manipulator.
There's an abusive quality about him. It's like I'd keep coming back to him.
I know. He's Ike Turner.
Because he's so sweet and nice. And he's like,
I know. And you just want to hang out with him.
You want to hang out with him?
I know.
But man, I would not want to race against him.
Or be in a fight with him.
But that's kind of cool too.
I
That's
could take
why
it.
I gotta get Ryan Blaney.
I could beat Ryan Blaney up. Do you know why? Because he would never hit a woman.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney would never hit me back, so I could beat him up.
He'd let you punch him.
He'd let me punch him.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So who's not in the playoffs that should be there? And I'm gonna say it now because it's true.
Because of this race. This is still all part of the race recap.
This format, which we can get into the format later. But freaking Kyle Larson. Do you want to hear something really weird? Okay, the 4 that are in: Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney. They've each won 3 races.
Yeah.
Each one of them won 3 races this year. Great. Do you know how many Kyle Larson won? 6. Kyle Larson won 6 races and he's not in the championship 4.
Wow.
This format. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not the only one that thinks so. And neither are you. And neither are people online. And Denny Hamlin said on his Accident Detrimental podcast this week that he said that to, I'm going to get you the exact, he said it to somebody in NASCAR. He said it to, he called it out because he said people are upset online. Mm-hmm. And he told
this is great.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk, we got to do that, blah, blah, blah. And I can't find it in my article because I'm under pressure. And because everything pops up. We got 5,000 things. But he said it to a NASCAR official.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, people are not loving this online, And they said, oh, that's just bots. People aren't really saying that.
It's the robots.
Well, you're a mental mastodon NASCAR asshole. But that's it. Yeah,
it's the robots that don't like NASCAR.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the bots.
People. It's us robots. We don't like it. And if we get people to not like it, there's money to be made.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
The valid.
And that makes sense to you. I'll sell you some property in Wilmington.
Yeah. But Denny's upset about it because of Kyle Larson. He feels bad. And he says it's really taking away from the superstars. It's just.
It does.
I don't know. He says he's not even talking about himself. He's like, but it's the Kyle Larsons, people who win the most races, people who are the dominant car most weeks, and yet you're out.
Yeah.
So he says it bothers him because it doesn't reward greatness.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Can you imagine where Jimmy Johnson would have been? Not where he is.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Nope.
Because honest to God.
If you look back, you'd have to look back and say, wow, did he win the last race of that year? Every year he won a championship?
Right.
No.
And because we give trophies to everybody.
Yep.
You participated, you get a trophy.
Yep.
And now you win and you're in the playoffs. Like Harrison Burton, God bless him. No offense to him.
Yeah.
He went from 30-something in the points to into the playoffs.
Right. And did he really deserve that? Because you win one lucky race?
I don't know.
And he was lucky. Because anyone who wins Daytona is super lucky.
Yeah.
It's basically like winning a scratch off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Again, I'm salty. But
that's all right.
That's fine. So either way, I like the guys. I like everybody who's in. I really do. They're fine. But
how do you work your way up to that? Then?
How do you have Joey Logano in your final four? You know what? Why don't you ask my stepmom who had Joey Logano on her fantasy team this season?
Yep.
And ended up last place.
Yep.
Why don't you ask her how good Joey Logano did this year?
Or your brother who has Kyle Larson.
Yes.
He didn't end up that great. Of course, Kyle made some questionable
He's like in
moves throughout the year,
that's the thing. He ended up in the middle, though.
You know what? Shouldn't he be safe, though? I mean, if we're going to get on this right now, NASCAR needs to change the format.
I think they do.
I'm not saying go back. I'm not saying go back, but come on, dude. If you win
something.
6 races,
right,
you should automatically be in
the
finals. Because you know what? Does it really make a difference if we have 4 finalists or say 6?
Right.
Does it matter?
No.
I don't think so.
Why
not have 6 who are eligible?
I don't know. Yeah, why not? Exactly. I don't know.
It just doesn't. I don't know. And the sport is hurting.
Right.
I mean, we're talking. We like you. I mean, you like NASCAR more than I do. I'm your sidekick, and I watch the races, and you live and breathe this stuff, and you're like all excited over like new bumpers getting put on cars, and I'm like, what? I'm more excited about a cheeseburger than a new bumper on a car.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say is, I don't know. It's not the most popular sport in the world right now.
It's not.
Especially this time of year. It should be really exciting. And the only time it's popular is for the first race of the year because everyone's like tired of winter. And it's like, oh, here's Daytona. Here's the Super Bowl first. And then we work backwards. This is like it's like the Benjamin Button of sports is NASCAR.
It is. It is. Now, you know what? Let me tell you something. I don't mind winning you're in. That's fine.
No, there are things I like about the format.
But I don't like the championship. I don't like you won 6 races all year and you had 2 bad races and you're out.
So all 50 people who listen to us, grab your flag and let's march on NASCAR. Where's NASCAR headquarters? Probably Charlotte. Yeah. And what you got, and that's all I mean. That's all I mean. It's just, I don't like that. Yeah. And that's fine, but there should be extra points rewarded. Like for every race you win, maybe you're up in the points more. You know what I mean? You got to do something.
Got to do something.
Or you're going to lose your superstars because why are they going to want to race?
Right.
Which I always said in some ways, I always think that is why, and that's going to be, I'll wear the shirt on this one, why Carl Edwards left early.
Yeah, I think so.
He got tired of it.
I think so.
He never said it because he never, but if you really, that one race that he lost, he came in, he was like winning and he ended up second. I can't remember which race it was.
Yeah.
But it was just like, and he was done. That was his last race. And you're like, I could see why. Because don't you people struggle out there just trying to do what you got to do sometimes?
Right.
And it feel like you're never getting ahead and you're never, maybe to them.
You're never getting recognition.
You're never getting recognition. You're never going to win a championship. You're never going to, life is a hard fight.
It is.
This world sucks, man.
It does.
It's not a pretty place.
It's not.
For anything.
No, it's absolutely not. You know what? I could go on and on with this.
This is a good. But see, most weeks we don't have anything to talk about.
Right, but let me tell you,
we do.
We do. You know who's got to clean up their act?
Who's that?
And be ready to respond the right way on this because you've missed out the last couple weeks.
Don't call me out.
Ready? Carson Hocevar. He needs to clean it up.
That dude's going to get soap. They're going to put soap in pillowcases.
They are going to Joker him.
They're going to Joker this dude.
Wait. What? No, it was.
No, it's not the Joker.
No.
It's
well, Joker was Matthew Modine, but
yeah.
What was his Lieutenant Private Pile?
Private Pile,
right?
From Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, they're going to get a bag of soap and they're going to beat him because he keeps driving like. He keeps getting into people. He keeps wrecking people.
He's racing pillows out there.
Right.
And he can fall into whoever he wants to fall into.
Right. Now, Steve Letarte said Carson Hocevar is a good driver.
Yeah.
He's young. He's good.
And he's got speed.
He's doing really great. But he's got to stop hitting people because people are already sick of it. And they're going to get more sick of it. And he's not going to have any friends on the track. No. I like Carson Hocevar.
No, I do. He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. And I think he's a great driver. Just reel it in. Somebody rein in that Hocevar.
And speaking of reining in, like what happened when Ross Chastain played that game? Yes. He was not liked for a year. No, even by me, I did not like him that year.
Exactly.
And this year, you know what? He hasn't done as great as he probably should have done and all that. But I have more respect for him. Yeah. And I like him.
I know. Yeah, same here.
I like the Watermelon Man.
I do. Yeah, I do too. I know.
Should we go to the news?
Let's go to the news.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you know what? The NASCAR news. Now we can get into
the saltiness.
The saltiness of what happened. Why were we not paying attention to Ryan and Blaney? Because we had to sit there and watch William Byron's mad face and Christopher Bell's sad face on the sidelines.
Yeah.
As they waited.
Because Christopher Bell knew what was coming.
Because Chris Bell knew what was coming. Mm-hmm. Okay, so in the end, really...
What happened, Holly?
William Byron and Christopher Bell were back and forth with points. Okay, William Byron was having a good day, running up front. Christopher Bell had a bad day because not only did he have a lug nut thing where he had to go back onto pit road, he also, I think that was just it. Did he have a speeding penalty too? I can't remember. He had a really bad day and he ended up...
Oh my God, he had a bunch of bad stuff.
In the back. Yeah. Ended up in the back. Let's just long story short it. So... William Byron was ahead in position and points. Yep. But Christopher Bell, they kept telling him, hey, you need to get up to 13th. If you can get up to 13th, you'll be okay. Because Christopher Bell had more points than William Byron going into this. A lot of us expected that Christopher Bell was going to get in on points. Horrible, very bad, horrible day, not getting in on points. So at the very, last few laps, actually, about the last 10 laps, William Byron started fading. He started dropping back.
Like quickly.
And I said, what is happening? Something's not right with his car. I don't know. So he drops back in his Chevy, and the two Chevys behind him, which were Ross Chastain and Austin Dillon, the 1 and the 3, formed a blockade. They did a double nickels. Yeah. Like you're on the highway and the two tractor trailers get in front of you on either side and you're thinking, oh my God, I cannot get around.
And I can't believe this guy on the left is not passing.
Right. Which is exactly what Brad Keselowski was thinking because he's behind there. Nobody could get past the 1 and the 3 and they stayed right behind William Byron. Even though William Byron, they could have easily gotten around him because he was fading. But they stayed behind him because they're all Chevrolets and they formed a blockade so that William Byron could stay in his position. Yep. Which sounds completely illegal, but it's not.
That's where we differ.
That is what
I think it's part of the sport.
That's what I said. I said it sounds completely illegal.
But it's the trucks don't get arrested on the highway.
Right, but it's not illegal. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It sounds it, but technically it's not. Yeah. So in the meantime, in the back, Bubba Wallace starts fading. He's at the end. And Ryan Blaney goes past Bubba Wallace. Bubba starts fading. And then all of a sudden, Christopher Bell kicks it into gear on the last lap and pulls around Bubba Wallace, which would have been fine. If he had passed Bubba Wallace, gained a position, he would have actually tied with William Byron. But in the tiebreaker, Christopher Bell wins. And Christopher Bell would have been in the playoffs.
Right.
But in his, I don't know, he got around Bubba and he actually got into the wall and rode the wall a little bit. He didn't do a Hail Melon, but he did ride the wall a little bit.
I wouldn't say a little bit. He rode it quite a bit. He took a whole corner around the wall.
Here's where we differ. No, I know he did.
He
did.
I know. On this show,
I know.
You got to be willing to take a little heat like the drivers in the car.
As do you, love.
And I do.
And
believe you me,
he rode the wall. Either way, he didn't have to. The whole point is he didn't have to, because just passing Bubba Wallace was enough.
Well, of course.
But unfortunately, he rode the wall. So now NASCAR was reviewing everything. And in the end, they determined that it was an illegal maneuver. It was a safety violation. They booted him back. He was lapped down. And therefore, Christopher Bell is out of the playoffs. He did not go.
Yep.
Now, they did review the fact that the 1 and the 3 stayed behind the 24. And they said that even though that's illegal, okay, John, if that's a legal move, then why did they suspend the crew chiefs and the spotters? If it's so legal for Ross Chastain
here she comes, folks.
and Austin Dillon to do what they did,
that's why your name's on the show, not me.
why were they? No, I'm curious because it actually
it's a
just
game,
hit me.
Because why are there NASCAR teams?
Right,
because
but
this is
then
what
why did they
do,
get?
Holly.
Then why did they get fined?
They bump, they grind, they do all that stuff.
Then
this is what
why
they do.
did they get a fine? Why they each got 50 driver points, $100,000
That's
fine.
fine, but did a playoff driver? Was there a playoff driver behind them? No, it was Brad Keselowski, who wasn't even in anything and had nothing to go for but just points. Sorry, I don't mean loser.
Not
Keselowski.
true, because Brad Keselowski led 170 laps.
Yeah, but he
and
wasn't
maybe
going to
he
get
could
back
have.
up there.
You don't know that.
They were running out of time.
But I'm just curious then. So either way, so hang on before I get out of it. Yeah, so all the crew chiefs and all of the spotters are suspended for the season finale in Phoenix. They each got hit with 50 driver points and $100,000 fine.
Because it's NASCAR.
Not just Dillon and Chastain, but also Bubba Wallace, because they
it's
determined that Bubba, he faded out and let him pass him. So whatever.
NASCAR
is going to make money because all they give a shit about is money.
Absolutely.
They want that $100,000.
That's what they want from each driver and each team.
They say, that's okay that you did it, but we want that money.
Right.
I guess.
Then there should be fines for pushing your buddy up to get back in the first to win the race. There should be a penalty for that. And there should be a penalty for, you're leading, but someone's trying to pass you. Oh, you blocked him. Oh, that's a penalty.
No, that's different. You can do that.
A block is a block.
If you're the one, why
have teams then?
Because
why doesn't everyone have their own make of car? There should be Kawasaki out there.
William Byron
there should be Honda out there.
Did not block.
It doesn't matter.
A block is okay. If William Byron was blocking them.
He was blocking them.
He was not.
He was.
He was not. He was driving in front of them and they pampered him from behind.
Because it's a small
they
track.
Powdered his ass from behind and they let him stay in front of him.
Yeah.
This is where you and I differ, and that's fine. I love it. I love the contention. Maybe we'll get more viewers because everybody on this planet loves a fight.
Well, you know
as we can see from
I'll tell you what right now. But
tell me.
Kevin Harvick agrees with everything that's happened.
Okay.
And so does Ponytail.
Ugh.
And so does, a lot of people are saying.
I'm sure they do.
This whole thing between that and that is right. But I see your point with why penalize? Why penalize? Right. I get that. But I'm saying then they should penalize all that other stuff that I'm talking about, bumping and grinding and moving this and moving that. Because if you think, like they said, that's been going on the track forever. Right. That stuff, teams working together out there. No matter how you look at it, you're working together. Whether you're blocking, whether you're pushing, whether you're doing skating figure eights on the track with your car and your little dress. I don't care what you're doing on the track.
You don't think that sounds schizophrenic, though? Hey,
NASCAR is schizophrenic, though. I'm not saying it doesn't sound schizophrenic.
Okay.
I'm not saying it doesn't sound schizophrenic, but it makes sense.
Okay,
you have to make sense of this crazy world sometimes. You have to say, oh, this happened, but wow, it makes sense.
No, actually, what you have to say is, it doesn't make sense, but that's the way it is.
No, it doesn't, but it does make sense. Because when you have a system in place for so long, that's what's going to happen. Why do you think 9/11 happened? People were shocked and they weren't. I know we're getting deep here. This is a dark day where whatever we're talking about, it's not a dark day, but it's whatever it is. But I'm just saying afterwards, years as we look back on all these things that happened, we're all later on, we're like, oh yeah. People reflect on history of races, sports, politics, any of that stuff.
True.
And they say, yeah, perfect storm. Perfect storm. I could see why that happened. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense.
That's true with IBS as well.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect storm.
Come on. How many people are sitting on the toilet in pain?
Yes,
right?
praying to St. Bonaventure.
Praying. Hopefully you are, because don't bother Jesus with that. But if you're praying to St. Bonaventure, if you're a good Catholic,
Yeah.
You are sitting there rehashing everything in your mind that you ate that put you there.
Right.
Why is it? Oh, I'm never gonna drink again. Right?
Yes.
Come on, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
It's humans. We're like
humans are stupid.
We are stupid things.
It's amazing we've lived this long.
Yeah. Well, the way the world's going.
In other penalty news,
Okay. I like this format.
Sure, let's
fun.
do it.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Kyle Busch's tire flew off?
Oh my gosh.
Jesus
Big
Christmas. You know,
wow, Kyle,
God.
that's the biggest headline you can get in the sport is my tire fell off.
I know. But the jack man and the front changer were suspended for 2 races, meaning that they cannot be there for Phoenix or the Clash.
Wow.
I know. Oh, by the way, everybody's appealing for the 1, the 3, and the 23.
Okay.
They're all appealing.
Okay.
So probably if they appeal, I wonder if that means that everybody will still be able to come to the Phoenix.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
Did we talk about Booty Barker not coming back, or did that come out
No.
after our show?
There's so much going on that came on after the show.
Holy
Booty Barker's
shit,
not
everybody.
returning.
No, yes.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace is getting a new crew chief next year. Because maybe we did talk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe we did. I don't know. Booty Barker's not coming back. He's getting a new crew chief, and that's that. If we did, we did. Whatever. Sue me. And then, okay, I don't know if any of you watched the Xfinity race, but Chandler Smith.
So many of us did.
Chandler Smith and Cole Custer kind of got into it on the track.
Yeah.
And Cole Custer pretty much made a move that took Chandler Smith out of the Final 4.
Yeah, which wasn't very nice.
Which wasn't very nice. I don't know how I feel about Cole Custer, though, in general.
But did he get fined for that?
No.
Why aren't there fines for taking people out of contention for the playoffs? See?
Well, I'll tell you who did get fined.
Do you understand? Do you see what's going on? Right? I mean, it's a schizophrenic sport.
Chandler Smith got fined 10 grand for throwing a punch at him after the race.
It was more like a bitch slap, if you want to ask me.
It was a bitch slap.
Because if you were going to if someone did that to me,
I'd clock him.
Right. It wouldn't just
I'm gonna
be
get a
if
good
I'm going to
hit
get
in
fined
there.
anyways,
You're getting
that dude's
clocked.
going to the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude
You're
is
going to
going
find
down.
me anyways. That dude's going down.
Yeah.
Because you know what Cole Custer said? He goes, I don't even think he didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
Like, what is your point
Oh,
then,
that's
dude?
a high school thing. I don't even feel it.
Yeah, remember in high school, like everyone would just push each other. You want to fight?
Yeah.
And they just push each other till it got broke up. Yeah, we pushed each other till we broke up. Yeah. Oh, I pushed him first.
Yeah.
No one barely anybody ever threw punches.
No, it's true. It's
Then push
true.
him then. Give him a shove.
It's true.
If you're going to punch him, punch him.
Punch him. Or knock him down.
Knock him
Knock him
down.
down and put your foot in his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Humiliation.
Yeah. Wow. We are going to have a long show this week.
Well, we're going to Who You Like and Why.
But it's the last. This is the last.
This
show,
is the
folks,
last real. I mean,
for the year.
come on.
Yeah, we're gonna have obviously we're gonna have the.
I don't know if we're
final
going
recap show.
live or not because
We're gonna
technology
try.
blows.
Yeah, because everything
are
we
we?
get seems we have all this. We have like all the right stuff, people, but getting all the right stuff to work together.
Right.
You won't believe what it's.
We've got the right stuff, like New Kids on the Block.
Yeah.
We just can't get everybody to dance in unison.
We have all the right stuff, but we can't get the Bluetooth to stay connected.
I swear
Which is
to
like
God.
it's Bluetooth, right?
It's Bluetooth, really? Blue Chew. Oh my God, we love those
those
commercials.
Blue Chew commercials.
It's Blue Chew.
Yeah,
Yeah, because you're going to get a hot girl like that if you eat Blue Chew.
you will.
And if you really think that, guys, stop it. I know that NASCAR guys
I'm
maybe
not
think
taking my
that.
Blue Chew anymore.
You're not. You don't need to. You get enough without it.
Do I? Not
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah. Well, these are some rough days.
Are some rough days.
Yeah. Hey, you know
Hey, that's
what?
enough of my sex life. Let's go to the news.
Well, I was just thinking, what if I started doing things with the microphone that our new president did with the microphone? Maybe that would get us more views.
Yeah. Don't.
Anyway, I'm not going to. I won't simulate oral sex on a microphone.
you do it. I don't mind.
It felt good. I don't think the microphone minded. Okay, but you know what? I'm just mad at everybody. So don't take what I say at face value.
Don't think like we're just like.
Don't think I am anti anything.
You're anti everything right now.
Actually, I am anti everything. So
I'm
there's
anti everything.
There's not anything that I would not be complaining about right now, including. I'm not gonna. You know what?
Stop.
I'm
Charlie
stopping.
Brown.
I'm stopping Charlie Brown. Let's go to Who You Like and Why because it's really slim pickings.
Let's go. creaking, cracking like a skeleton
Creaking,
head.
cracking, crooking.
I'm like dancing and like my head is cracking. Like last
You
week.
say that every week.
That's how old I am. Fart and fall over.
Do you know who you like and why? Scott Curlis 4893 says last race for all the marbles, and statistically his rankings for the four. Because I did ask everybody on Facebook. I said, who do you like and why, and who do you like for the championship? But Scott answered on YouTube, so he says Ryan Blaney first. So he thinks Ryan Blaney is in it for the championship.
Ryan Burp and Blaney.
Shut
I
up.
saw that cough drop.
You know what? I just took a sip of
I
took a sip of my iced coffee before we got back on, and it like got stuck in my throat. So it's like William Byron is second,
Okay.
Joey Logano third, and Reddick fourth. Rose on Facebook did not answer me. She says Kyle Larson. I don't know if that just means who she thinks will win, or, well, obviously not. He can't win the championship.
Yeah, but she's picking the win for the race.
She's picking the win for the race. Yeah, I know, but she didn't tell me who she wanted for the championship.
You know what, though?
It's all right.
Hang on.
Kyle Larson's got that for,
Yeah.
for the win.
Yeah.
And that, you know what? Now let's go to my picks.
You want that's how fast we're going. All right.
Well, nobody else answered.
Okay. Let's Holly's picks are coming up. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Okay. While fantasy sports betting can be fun, gambling can be a serious issue. If you or someone you know has a gambling addiction and wants help, call or text the National Problem Gambling Hotline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Standard text and data rates do apply. You can also visit them online at ncpgambling.org. The format is a little different this week. I'm not going to go blah, 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 bold, brilliant, because here's how it is. Every driver in the Final Four has a chance to win this week. Will they win the race? They don't have to win the championship. But I think that every single one of them, as in years past, because there's no variation here, every damn year we've got 4, 5, 6, and 7, or 2, 3, 4, and 5. They're all going to come in the top. Pick a number, throw your dice out, and pick whoever you want, because they're all going to come in the top. I'd say 6 or 7. So I'm just going to tell you what I think for each one. First of all, my first guess is Ryan Blaney. I did not think Ryan Blaney was going to get this far, but the fact that he did, I think that's a sign that he's going to get in. He peaked at the right time. He's on the hottest streak of them all. And let me tell you something about Ryan Blaney. Of all the championship drivers, Ryan Blaney has the best numbers at Phoenix, like crazy good. So he's Ryan Blaney. What are you going to do? Second for me is the wild card of Tyler Reddick. Now, he won the regular season. He's trying for a championship. He's not great here, but obviously you don't have to be great anywhere. I've seen it all season. Wow, this guy's got terrible numbers here, and then he wins the race. You don't have to be great anymore. You just have to have the drive, clean pit stops, careful driving, stay determined, stay the course, give it all you got. And if he does, he might be the one to beat Ryan Blaney. Joey Logano. Okay, Joey Logano is good in Phoenix. Last few times here, he hasn't been the best. But you know what? He's driving his butt off. Even after he got locked in, he finished very well in all of the playoff races. I don't know. Could he get another championship? Another. Maybe. But he's my third choice. Last but not least is William Byron. We already talked about, I think his car was fading. Had he not been bolstered by the 1 and 3, I think he would have faded right out of the Final Four. But he's a good driver. I mean, yes, he's here, and that's what it is. And that might propel him to say, hey, I deserve to be here. I'm a good driver, and F you all. I'm winning this race. So that might give him an edge. So, but he's my 4th. Now, let's go with a couple of non-4 drivers. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 guys that might actually do well as well. And first of all is Kyle Larson. Now, if you think Ryan Blaney is great in Phoenix, Kyle Larson is better than great. So I predict that Kyle Larson might get a win this week at this end of the season to round out the season. Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell is good here too, and he's jilted. Hell hath no fury like a human being scorned. Yes, they say woman, but I think that's anybody. So he may feel a little scorned. He may feel a little, he might win just to say, I should have been here. Martin Truex Jr., a man with a plan who's decent in Phoenix. This is his final race of his full-time Cup Series career. He is actually donning a paint scheme that is a replica of the first paint scheme he ever had on his car in his very first Cup Series race. So sprinkle in a little bit of magic and you might see Martin Truex Jr. win as he fades off into the sunset. And last but not least is Ross Chastain. Because you know what? He loves the attention. He loved it last year. He's going to love it this year. So those are my thoughts. So let me run it down for you again in order of our championship drivers. I think Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, and William Byron in that order. But I could be wrong. And then if you want a non-driver, consider Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., or Ross Chastain. Either way, however you slice it, however you cut it, and however you throw it down the trash disposal, those are my picks for the last race of the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series Championship. And you know what? I'm going to stick to them. Interact with Holly's Racing Fantasy on YouTube or Facebook. Just search Holly's Racing Fantasy on each to find us. And don't forget to tell us who you like and why every Wednesday before each race. You can comment on the current HRF episode on YouTube or reply to my Monday night post on Facebook. Thanks! I'm going to run you down the schedule for this weekend because it's everybody's finale. Is it on TV or is it on an app or your watch? Can you watch the NASCAR? It's on your butthole. You have to bend over, look between your legs, and if you see it in the mirror, that's what NASCAR is going to do next. Can I watch qualifying on my smartwatch? Is there any way I can sign up for that? Oh my God. Yeah. It actually kicks off on Thursday because Craftsman Truck Series has a practice at 7 p.m. Okay. That's not on TV. Right. Okay, so on Friday, we have the Craftsman Truck Series qualifying at 4:05 p.m. Eastern. That's on FS2. Okay. We got Xfinity practice at 5:05 p.m. That's on the Butthole app. We also have Cup Series practice at 6:05 p.m. also on the Butthole app. Ooh, cool. No, they're both on USA. Thank God I downloaded the Butthole app last week. They're on the Butthole app and USA. It's a little itchy and it's a little smelly, but it's a pretty good app. But it's there. It's there. Okay. Craftsman Truck Series Championship race, 8 p.m. Friday night Eastern time on FS1. Be there or be square. I'm the only one who won't be square because none of you are going to be there. I know that. Yeah. Okay. Saturday, the fun begins. Qualifying for Xfinity at 4 p.m. Eastern on USA. Qualifying for the Cup Series at 5:05 Eastern on USA. Also on the Butt app too. And the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship race is Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CW. Wait, what is the other what did the person say the other night? Rick Allen. What did he say? The CWR. I don't know. I don't trust people who say the word WR. No. I don't trust that. There's something wrong about you. I had an 8th grade math teacher. Yes. And she would talk like that. Tell us. And her name was Mrs. Wright. And she'd be like, no, because it was all boys. Like, we were like, there were no girls in my class, right? Okay. And we were always like boys. We were like smelling each other's hand and making fart noises in the armpit. In the back. In the armpit. And she'd be like Sister Mary Elephant from Cheech and Chong. Like, she'd be like, boys, and calm down, boys. And then she would call, when it was E plus WR equals, there's always WR. That is insane.
And we always made fun of her. We were like, oh my God.
Yeah, she said W.
Right. Yeah, you're in 8th grade. You're like, wow, W.
Yeah.
What the hell is W? The CW network. WB Mason. They don't say WB Mason. They say W.
Yes.
WB Mason or Warner Brothers. WB.
Right. It's insane.
On the WB, remember? On the WB, when they had like their own network.
Remember that?
Yeah, I'm just rambling. But.
No, I remember. Okay, and last but not least, you can get the NASCAR Cup Series Championship race on NBC and Peacock. It's on both.
Okay.
Thanks, Peacock. Thanks for giving us something on Peacock.
Since we pay for it.
That's like spitting on us while we're on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a little... Haktua. And 3 p.m. Eastern is the championship Cup Series race.
Okay.
I guess are we gonna try to go live?
Folks, we're going to attempt to go live.
I'm scared.
If it works, I have to try a few things before Sunday.
Me so scared.
We're going to try to go live. And if you miss us live on Sunday, it'll be up there.
It'll be up
just
there.
Watch, like if you watch this on Fridays,
Yeah.
or earlier in the week, you can watch it. Because all we were going to do next week is obviously a recap of the championship. I itched my nose and all that.
That's okay. I yawned right in the middle of it too.
See, there you go.
That's hilarious.
So that's what's going on. So we're going to try to go live.
That's it.
And maybe you can make an announcement on Facebook or something.
I will. I'll say, don't forget, we're going to try to go live.
And if not, try to join us if you can.
Try to join us.
If you can't, then
just catch us on Friday.
Catch us
or whenever. Well,
you can.
anytime after that, because it'll be up and ready.
Yeah. And then after, we'll make an announcement. What we're going to do is we're going to have an end of the year show.
Yes.
In December.
Yeah.
Closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Celebrate the end of this horrible year.
Yeah.
And hopefully kick in a new good year. And exciting things we're going to change and do, or what's going on. And
you don't want me to say anything now?
No.
All right.
Well,
we'll talk about it.
As you can see, we're a little more gritty, and I think
we're getting gritty. It's going to be grittier.
It's going to be more grittier.
I'm not going to say the F-bomb.
I think we're Holly and I are a certain generation, and
Gen X, baby.
We're Gen X.
That means we hate you millennials and we hate you boomers.
We hate y'all.
We hate y'all.
But
that's just in our nature.
No, that's our nature. It's just our generation.
We hate everybody.
We can't help it.
We can't help it.
But I think we've been kind of, this is our first, adventure together as far as podcast and things. And we've, I think a NASCAR crowd is a little bit of a grittier crowd.
I do too.
If you look at the audience, they really are.
Y'all are gritty and you know it.
Right. And those who like us now,
you want it.
Still like us still. I mean, we're still good, polite,
fun,
somewhat peaceful,
funny.
But obviously, I think we lost a little bit of our grit because of a lot that happened this year.
Agree.
With my cancer.
Yes.
And, and our son's having issues now. And things like that. So it's been a tough year. And I think we've kept the show going and the picks going and things like that. And we haven't really done a lot to build it. We used to have a cool mouse. We were going to, we had some funny segments we like to do.
Yeah.
And we were unable to bring those, and we are going to be bringing them back next year and find ways to get greater and try to broaden our audience, because we love those people who found us. But I think just the way the system works, we got to find a way to reach more people.
We got to reach more.
And if you could spread the word out there, if you are watching this or listening to this, say a good word for us, because NASCAR's fun, but we're gonna have it. We're gonna make it funnier.
Yeah. Tell them how gritty we are.
Yeah, we're gritty.
We are.
I think there needs to be a gritty side to things.
I do too.
Yeah. So
because
that's what, some people are upset, and you need an outlet for that.
You do.
There's a lot of people, complain about a lot of sports, and they do very well. And I'm not saying that we want to complain about it, but we don't try to point out the faults.
Right.
Sometimes.
Right.
Because we love the sport.
I know.
But sometimes you have to.
Right.
Because you wanted to make it better.
Yes.
And the more voices we get out there, maybe we can make the sport even better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not that we have that much impact yet.
We don't yet.
Maybe someday.
But come on.
Yeah. Anywho.
Honest to God.
I think that's it for our show.
I think that's it for our show. And I love you all. And I appreciate you all.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
Always.
I'm going to pray on it.
Are you?
I pray all the time.
You're always praying.
About everything.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am.
Yes.
Jesus loved the sinners. Jesus ate with the sinners and the tax collectors.
Right.
Right?
He did.
Jesus didn't eat with the rich a-holes. Well, maybe he did. But you know what?
He did a little of both.
He did a little of both.
He tried to help whoever he was with.
Absolutely. He met them where they were.
Yep.
And that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So what you got to do for me now is, Thanksgiving is a short time away. Mm-hmm. So you got to stay safe and healthy during that. Okay. Wash your hands.
COVID's still out there, folks.
COVID's still out there. We know somebody who has it. God bless him. Yeah. Okay. I wasn't going to say. I didn't know if he wanted that to spread around. Well, but, we're praying for him. Hope he's okay.
Yep.
First time he's had it.
Yeah.
And this is 2024.
Yeah.
God bless him. So be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful out there. Stay healthy and safe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
What else do you have to do, John?
You have to stay healthy.
Yeah. No.
Stay safe. You have to wipe your butt.
Thank you, my Lord. What would people do if you did not remind them to wipe your butt?
They wouldn't wipe it.
Right.
Right.
Well, that's that way for us.
And what else?
You have to stay healthy. You have to stay safe, and you have to race.
Race on